Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, a journey from struggles to wisdom. The creation of Ganesha by goddess Parvati. One beautiful day on Mount Kailash, goddess Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, was enjoying a peaceful morning. But as she prepared to bathe, she realized she needed someone to guard the door and prevent anyone from entering while she bathed. After thinking for a while, she had a brilliant idea. She decided to create a new being, a little boy, to guard the door. Using turmeric from her own body, Parvati skillfully molded it into the form of a small, adorable child. As the shape of the boy took form, Parvati gently breathed life into him. Immediately, the little boy opened his eyes, gazing around in wonder. This was Ganesha, the son created by Parvati herself. With golden skin and silky black hair, Ganesha stood up, feeling life coursing through his body. Parvati looked at him lovingly and smiled. "You are my protector," she said. "You will stand guard at the door and not allow anyone to enter while I bathe." Ganesha nodded seriously, determined to fulfill his mission. Parvati entered the bath, and Ganesha stood watch, ready to protect his mother at all costs. The encounter between Ganesha and Shiva. One afternoon, while Parvati was bathing, Lord Shiva returned home after a long journey. As he approached the door, something unexpected happened. A strange little boy, looking serious and unafraid, blocked his path, not letting Shiva enter. This boy was Ganesha, whom Parvati had created to protect her during her bath. Shiva looked at the boy with confusion, unsure who he was. He spoke, "Who are you?" "I am Shiva, Parvati's husband. Let me in to see my wife." But Ganesha, with a firm attitude, replied, "My mother is bathing, no one is allowed in. This is her command." Shiva could hardly believe what he was hearing. How could a mere child stand in his way, the supreme god of the universe? He tried to persuade Ganesha, but the boy remained resolute. Ganesha's determination made Shiva angry and disappointed. In a fit of rage, Shiva ordered his army to attack the boy, but all of them failed before Ganesha's extraordinary strength. Unable to tolerate this further, Shiva decided to handle the situation himself. The confrontation between Shiva and Ganesha. The tension between Lord Shiva and Ganesha escalated as Shiva could not accept being blocked by the boy. With fury in his eyes, Shiva demanded that Ganesha allow him to enter and see his wife, but the boy stood firm. "My mother said no one is allowed in, I cannot allow it," Ganesha said with a confident voice, his eyes shining with determination to protect his mother. Shiva was astonished that such a small child could be so persistent. Angrily, he thought this was an unnecessary challenge. Furious, Shiva ordered his army to attack again. However, all the attackers were easily defeated by Ganesha without much effort, demonstrating strength and resilience that no one expected. The battle continued to escalate until Shiva, unable to contain his anger, took drastic action. In a fit of intense rage, Lord Shiva raised his trident and struck Ganesha. With one powerful blow, Ganesha's head was severed, and the entire space fell silent in pain and shock. Shiva's regret and his decision to fix his mistake. When Shiva's rage subsided, he saw the lifeless body of Ganesha with his head severed. A wave of regret and sorrow overwhelmed Shiva's heart. He couldn't believe that he had harmed his own son, whom he didn't even know. Parvati, emerging from her bath, saw the horrifying sight and immediately screamed in heart-wrenching agony. She ran to the lifeless body of Ganesha, her heart breaking in unbearable sorrow. "Oh, my son!" Parvati cried in despair, tears falling like rain. Shiva stood motionless, unable to justify his actions. His mind was consumed by deep remorse. Shiva knew he had made a terrible mistake and could not let this continue. He knelt beside Parvati, his heart full of guilt and pain. "I will fix this, my beloved. I will bring our son back," Shiva vowed, his voice full of regret. He ordered the gods to search for the first creature they encountered to bring back a part of its body to revive Ganesha. The gods searched for the elephant's head. Lord Shiva, determined to correct his mistake, commanded the gods to go out and find the first creature they encountered to bring back a part of its body to restore Ganesha. The gods obeyed without hesitation and set off immediately. Across the lands, the gods searched tirelessly, crossing mountains, dense forests, and rushing rivers. Finally, in a dense jungle, they came across a massive elephant grazing peacefully. The gods recognized this as the first creature they had encountered. Indra, the god of the sky, quickly gave the order, "We will take the head of this elephant to bring Ganesha back." With the consent of all the gods, they carefully removed the head of the elephant and took it back to Mount Kailash. The journey was challenging, but in the end, they had the part of the body needed. Returning to Shiva, the gods presented the elephant's head to him. Shiva looked at the elephant's head with hope, praying that this act would bring Ganesha back to life. Shiva places the elephant head on Ganesha. After the gods returned with the elephant's head, Lord Shiva stood beside Ganesha's lifeless body, filled with anxiety and hope. With trembling hands, he gently took the elephant's head and placed it on Ganesha's neck. The gods around watched in silence, praying that this act would bring about a miracle. Shiva began chanting powerful mantras, words of prayer from the deepest part of his soul. He prayed to the gods to restore Ganesha's life, to make him reborn strong, wise, and powerful. A light began to emanate from the elephant's head, slowly covering Ganesha's entire body. A mysterious life force entered Ganesha, causing his body to slowly come back to life. A moment of stillness passed. Suddenly, Ganesha's eyes opened, shining brightly as if he had just returned from another world. He looked around and felt the new life flowing through him. The elephant head was now securely attached to his body, and a radiant aura surrounded him. Shiva and Parvati were overjoyed to see their son come back to life. Ganesha lifted his head and smiled, looking at his parents with affection. Blessings and life lessons. After Ganesha came back to life, his radiant light illuminated Mount Kailash, bringing a sense of peace and serenity. Shiva and Parvati gazed at their son with pride and joy. Both gods felt happiness as they had overcome this challenge together and brought their son back to life. Now, with the elephant head, Ganesha not only had a unique appearance but also possessed extraordinary strength and wisdom. The boy looked at his parents, then at the gods standing around, and smiled gently. "Thank you, mother and father, thank you to the gods who saved me," Ganesha spoke calmly, yet with great strength. Lord Shiva turned to the gods and said, "Remember, from now on, Ganesha will be the god of wisdom, fortune, and the remover of obstacles. Whenever you begin an important task, pray to him for help and success." Shiva's words echoed far and wide, reminding everyone of the importance of wisdom and perseverance in life. The gods and all who were present bowed to Ganesha, the god of wisdom and the remover of all obstacles. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel to follow more great stories.